Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, January 14th, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. One thing you'll notice right now is we have a very clear narrow range that is developed at these highs. The 4-day narrow range and perhaps 5-day narrow range is in play right here. We have it as a 5-day. It's already developing as of today as well. Now, this range right here is a developing 5-day range. It's already locked in a 4-day narrow range, and again, this is after the previous week seeing a big squeeze higher. So far this week, we've had sideways that has kind of held these gains after last week's rally. The trend remains bullish, so even if we were to drop a bit, again, that could still be a buying opportunity for a continuation higher, and that stands until price can no longer hold above the previous month's midpoint on a daily closing basis. And more to the point here, 35.87 is the top of the key range, and until that's really violated, this market remains very, very bullish. So again, we could be looking at much more strength ahead unless one of those levels is violated. So when you have a narrow trading range like this, oftentimes you will get one shakeout and then you continue higher. So if there is some sort of push to the downside, something like this day here or something like that day there, it could provide a reversal back to new highs as we continue to climb toward 4K. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. You'll see the NQ here has had a very sharp turnaround from the recent highs here. 13K continues to be an important level right here that price doesn't really want to trade beyond at the moment. We have gotten a little bit higher above 13K here today, but back below it right now. That's going to be the key level here early on. If price can't get above 13K, perhaps we dip a little bit more to the downside. But again, very similar to the ES here, this market remains very bullish, and even if we were to pull back some here, it could be a buying opportunity for a continuation higher. So this market remains very solid in terms of the uptrending structure. You have the midpoint of the previous month's range here at 12,560, so a violation of that level, and also the 465 level below. The violation of that zone would open up a broader pullback, but until then, this thing could dip as deep as 465 and still be a continuation higher until proven otherwise. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. You'll see here with crude oil, this one has rallied to return back to CVPOC on a 5-year basis. A big time return to value. It all really started here with the major outside buy signal here. That outside reversal began right in the first trading day of November, led to a huge move up, and we've gotten a steady continuation ever since. Every pullback so far as being a buying opportunity. This sell signal was rejected completely for a big continuation. This market remains strong. We also talked about the transition back above the 50 market structure level, and you now have 50 to 65 as the next highest market structure level. So as long as price can remain above 50 here, any pullback as deep as 50 could still be a buying opportunity for a continuation toward 55, 60, and ultimately as high as 65. All right, let's take a look now at gold futures. Gold here, we talked about yesterday, if this is a strong low, then we could be looking at a bounce back toward the midpoint of this impulse sell-off. The midpoint takes us right into 1889.80, 1889 here. That could be the next upside target. We had a buy signal here that played out, and then we've held the last 2 days at the midpoint, and today we've seen a flush. Saw a big flush back down into the 1827s. Price then rallied back up and is now beginning to attempt a failed new low. So this is a very strong rejection here with an absorption signature that's developing off the right side on the intraday time frame. If this higher low, failed new low, develops here, we could be looking again at a slingshot move that takes us into 1889.80 on a very short-term basis, and that would give us a new key range to work off of, and likely see more trading range action here within the range. But right now, short-term, if this market can continue to hold above 1835s today, there's a good shot here that we could start working our way higher toward 1889.80. All right, that is it for now. One quick thing, we do have Fed Chair Powell speaking here later on this morning. That could be a headline item here that leads to increased volatility in the market at some point. All right, everyone, see you in the trading room. Good luck, trade well, and I'll talk to you soon.